Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Stacy with Crafty Dragon Creations. And today I'm going to be making the cover for my journal for my Defemember project. I kind of went back and forth on making the journal, but I think it would just be easier for me to have a place to put everything I make. Barbara and Louisa, who are hosting, did not do journals. It's like all about compartmentalization. Ooh, that was tough. And just making things and then maybe making something else with those things later. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the prompts and see what happens. And if I just leave these pieces loosey-goosey around my desk or whatever, they'll get lost or destroyed or trashed or something. So I am going to go ahead and make a journal. And I'm going to use this packaging, which is what my stuff came in from Tracy. Tracy at Lottie's Magic Attic and I did a swap of stash, and this is what my stuff came in, so I thought I would use it and make a journal out of it. Also, if you watched my unboxing video, if you didn't, I'll link that below. You saw that I got all these cool pages, and they all had something on them, and I was able to remove those things. They were just glued on there, and I was able to pretty much salvage most of the images that were on there, because I wanted to use the pages, but this wasn't really fitting my thing for Defemember, because there's not going to be a theme for this journal. It's just going to be what I make, and it can be colorful and cartoony or vintage and antique-y. So I thought I really want to use these pages because there's just enough. I only need 19 pages. There's going to be 19 makes. There are 12 of these, which would give me 24 pages to make something on. So I could do my own thing or make a couple of items if, you know, there's something that's going to take really quick or whatever. So I did keep these images. Like I said, I was able to salvage them, and I might use them in this journal at some point. I might not, but I have them for future projects, which means most of these now have a side that has some torn or glue or something, so we will have to be creative and come up with ways to cover those up. I think also I'm going to trim off the holes and bind them together, you know, with fabric or something, because of how I'm doing this. I mean, I could punch holes in here, but I think, plus these are going to be too wide. So I'm going to trim off the holes, and I might trim off this. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I do have a punch that does that, so if I need to like cover it with one whole piece of paper, I think I have that punch, so I might leave that on there. But I am going to cut off the holes, and then I have my pages for my journal. All right, so first let's do the cover. I am going to need to cut it down, so let me just take one of these and I'll just kind of mark, get a pencil. right there. So I will cut that. Get a cutting board here and my ruler, which is somewhere hiding, always is, forever hiding. So we'll just, oh, it's right there in front of my face, but we'll just get this one. And I'm gonna take a knife and let's see, actually you do this on both ends here so that I cut it somewhat straight. It doesn't really have to be perfect because it's going to be covered, but you know, I don't want it super obvious. Okay, so we're going to go with that. Whoops. Okay, now the inside of this envelope, you know, it's kind of puffy, but it has that stuff in there. So I also want to cut or trim this side. There we go. So we'll get rid of that. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay. So, you'll see I was ripping off the tape and stuff, and so that's what's on the inside of the envelope. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and glue this down just, I don't know, just because it'll make me feel better. I don't feel like there's so much play. And I'm also just kind of glue these down so that stuff doesn't try to come out. Don't really think it's necessary, but like I said, it'll make me feel better. Okay, there is that. And I think I should probably like tape this down. I had some, here, we'll just use this painter's tape. Just to kind of be on the safe side there. Okay, hopefully this won't show through my material. By the way, I'm using material to cover this. Here is the fabric I'm using. It's pretty neutral. You can go with anything, and I just think it's pretty. So let's see. Now, my sewing machine is not cooperating with me lately, so I think what I'm gonna do, try and get this as even as I can. There's like a little edge there, but that's okay. No problem with that. Okay. So I'm gonna go about there. And I want those frayed edges. And I know you can't see this, but just making a little cut. Okay. So that's on there pretty good. I'll glue it on, and I think I'll just glue these flaps together. And I'll show you what I mean. So do about there. Sorry, some of this is off camera. Okay. Get all these strings out of the way. Okay. I like that. So let's trying to decide what glue to use. I had a little cup where I could water this down, but didn't seem to have it anymore. So we're just going to do this. This is just tacky glue. And then, let's see. I think I'll have this be the inside. So then I'm just going to come along the edge of the fabric here and glue that together. Some of those areas cutting kind of close to the edge. There we go. Could always hand sew this, but I felt I needed to. Sorry, going off camera there. I think that looks good. I'm happy with that. I might just go ahead and go around and hand sew it just to to ease my mind a little, but I'll wait till this dries and see. How it's doing. Okay, so then let's check our pages here. Let's see, I wonder if I should go this way. The way that envelope was folding was kind of weird, so okay. So those should fit in there good after I cut off the holes there. So let's do that. And whoops, sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna go about there. Is it? Does it look even? I could measure, but you know. There we go. Yeah, that'll be great. Perfect. And there'll be a little more bulk too, because I'm going to piece these together with fabric, and that will kind of bulk them up a little bit. So okay, now I don't want to just like, this is the order that I want my pages, and I'm really hoping that with the fabric in there, because I need to do like the back and the front, but okay, I think I've thought of a trick. Hold on. I think we'll just use the same fabric as the cover. Seems like a relatively smart thing to do. Okay, so you know how when you put several pages together, the middle of your signature tends to kind of bow out because you're adding layers, right? Well, I want these to stay the same. So this first one, I'm going to glue the front and back pages together with the entire signature put together. I think that's how it's going to work. And then the second one might work the same way. I don't know. No, we're going to do this. We're going to start with the two middle pages. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so I have 6 pages there, and 6 pages there. Okay, so we'll start with the 2 middle ones. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put these out to the side, and we'll put these 2 together. Okay, let me cut strips so this is more manageable. And we'll just do like 1 inch. Well, this one will be 1 inch. The next one may be a little bigger. Okay. And then these are eight and a half, right? Okay. So then here's the thing. I really don't want to put this on both sides, because that's just going to add a lot of bulk. So I don't think I'll need to. Can always put like washi tape or something down the center. All right. We're just gonna kind of go with this and hope for the best. Probably should be using Fabri-Tac for this as well, but I'm not. Okay. And if this isn't too bulky and I don't have to do it in 2 signatures, which I probably should think about that, shouldn't I? Well, we're gonna do these first 6. And see how it comes out. Okay. So then my next 2 pages will be like so. So I want to make sure that wraps around. Wait, am I messing up my order here? The first page was purple on this. I think it goes this way. No, that was the back page. Yeah, okay. So then this way. Could have also done a hinged page, I guess, but oops. Let's go that way. Okay. I think we could probably get away with another 1-inch strip, but I tell you what, let me cut this down to the 8.5 so that I can work with this better. All right. So if we did another inch. Okay, I think that'll work. Yeah, it's just going to be slightly smaller. So, all right. So with these together, flip this over and see how uneven it is. There we go. Okay, so there we have, see how there's a gap there? That's fine, that's what we want. It's not gonna be really seen, I don't think. Although I think we could kind of bring this over a little tighter. So you just kind of have to adjust as you go. Very good. All right, so on to the next one. So then we'll have this one and these two one. All right, I think so. Okay, so this one measures about 1.25 inches, so you can see we're getting bigger here. I hope this works. Hope it works. If not, It's fine, we can always still use the paper. Not a big deal. I'll just be really frustrated. So I'm trying to kind of keep these all the same distance, you know, so they all look like they're about a ½ inch on there. I think I'm succeeding. While still managing to keep these even. Okay. So then, hopefully I'm not gluing these together. So you can see there's an even bigger gap. So, little gap, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we got 6 pages up, so we can make this one signature. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here, I hope. So I'm going to continue on and then we'll come back. All right, guys, we have it together. Everything over here is pretty lined up. So as you can see, we have our pages. I think I might have messed up on the placement a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so hopefully these will not glue together. So I'm gonna give those a minute to dry and separate them out. You can see how the strips just got a little bit bigger each time we went. So I think they should be good. So then we want to put it in our book here. Matches the cover, and they fit in there quite nicely. This is a little off down here, and there will be our journal. I'm gonna sew this together. Probably doing a I don't know if I want to do a 3 or 5. Probably should do 5, just to be on the safe side. So any of the pages where the inside is like this, where you can see the, you know, the back side of that fabric, I can always put something there, you know, some washi tape or something. So I'm not worried about that. I think that'll be a fun cover. All right, now for the sewing. Gotta find all my stuff. We're gonna go with that. I don't know that that really matches, but I don't have any, like, just you know, I mean, I have white sewing thread, but I think this will work. 1, 2, do that again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now normally we would pre-punch our holes. However, fabric tends to kind of self-fix itself. So I think I'm just gonna have to kind of wing it. Okay. Let me just get some clips here. Three different kind of clips. Okay. And get my needle. That one. Okay, here we go. Okay. And so we have, oh. So that's pretty crooked. I don't know if you can see that, but I will probably cover that up. But the inside looks pretty good. Alrighty, cool. So there is my journal. I don't know what I'm gonna put on the cover yet. Probably like at least the year, and you know what it is. I might make a little dangle for it. I'm kind of thinking of just covering that up. It's the same material. And it won't be too obvious. Gonna need a piece that's a little longer. Let's do this one. Oh, that's going a different direction. Although that looks kind of neat. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. Now this, I will probably go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac if I can get it to cooperate. So let's see. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I don't see that crooked string. And it's just different enough that, you know, that's the spine. All right, guys. Oh, also, I have my prompt list here. So I want to make a pocket here in the front. So I think I will again take this material, probably bend that over. Let me see if that's going to be, oh yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to fold this over and glue it so that I have a clean edge and I know that it won't fray. Because these sides will be glued, so they can only fray until the glue. All right. I know that blends in. I wonder if I could kind of ink. Yeah, I think that's just enough. Actually, let me get a little bit darker there. There we go. And then that'll fit inside there. I guess I should probably try to ink these sides as well. Yeah, that makes it stand out a little more. Ooh. A big bubble there. Okay. There we go. And then I have my prompt list to go in there. And we're about ready to go. Awesome. All right, guys, there we go. There's our cover. I will probably find something to decorate the cover, and you'll be seeing that throughout the month of December. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, at least got some inspiration from it, if nothing else. And I hope to see you guys join Defember if you can. I know it's a busy month. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous about it myself, but we'll get it done. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so we can follow along with this and other things I have going on. And my information is down below. Defember information is also down below. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.